Hey there, welcome to this mini course on After Effects shapes, and we're going to be going over some intermediate skills. And actually a lot of these techniques can be used to make some really advanced motion graphics, so get ready for some awesome After Effects. My name is Phil Ebner. I'm from videoschoolonline.com, and I'm really happy to have you here. I'm not going to waste too much time, especially in the following lessons, but I just wanted to say, hey, thank you for joining this course. I picked this nice San Francisco backdrop for this course, and because I live in Berkeley now, right over here across the bay, really excited to have you here. So let's get straight into After Effects. So in this lesson, I'm going to be giving you an overview of the shape tool, just a brief overview, going over some of the basics so that you guys know how to use it, and then we're going to get into more of the intermediate stuff in the following lessons. But if I am going too fast in this lesson, which I might be if you are a complete beginner to After Effects, check out my After Effects complete course. You can check it out at videoschoolonline.com, or wherever you're watching this course, you'll be able to find it there. It's called Adobe After Effects complete course, and it basically is a step-by-step crash course introducing you to After Effects. So, if you're confused about even getting started and how to use the tools and everything, that's the course that you want to take before taking this one. So please check it out. Of course, I'm happy to have you if you haven't taken that course, but if I'm going too fast, I am making this course for intermediate users of After Effects. So try to keep up. If not, please check out After Effects complete course. Okay, so I just am going to start a new composition, and I'm just going to call this shape basics. And 1920 by 1080, 2997, 10 seconds, that's great. Okay, so up here in the tool panel, you see your shape tool, and if you click and hold the rectangle, you see the different options for a rounded rectangle, ellipse, or circle, polygon, and star tool. And so you can just select any of those, or you can use the keyboard shortcut Q to toggle through them. Okay, so say we have the ellipse tool, and now if you mouse over to your composition, you will see your mouse becomes an plus sign, and you can click and drag and create a shape. But before we go any further, let's just look back up here, and these are the different options for fill and stroke. And so fill, you can choose your color up here. Stroke, you can choose your the color of your stroke. You can choose the width of your stroke. And then if you click fill or stroke, you can choose whether you want a no fill, if you want solid color, a linear gradient, or a radial gradient. And those options are down here in the content, under the ellipse content in your layer for changing the radial gradient and linear gradient, or really any of the fill options. Okay, so we'll talk more about the stroke and the fill in the next lesson, but that's basically all you need to know about that. Okay, so now let me just talk a little bit more about options for creating shapes. So as I said, you can, if you have your shape tool selected, you can click and drag, and you can basically create a really wide shape, a really tall and skinny shape. And to create a perfectly symmetrical shape, you can click Shift and drag, and that creates a perfectly symmetrical shape. Another option is to create a perfectly symmetrical shape from where your mouse clicks. So say you have a composition, and for example, I'm just going to type out some words, videoschoolonline.com. Okay, so we have our words, our text right here, and say we wanted to create a circle, perfectly starting from, the dot, for example. Well, it'd be kind of difficult to create a circle, drag, and create, and then you'd have to move it and figure out where it goes. a really easy way to create a shape is to, with your shape tool, just click and then hold down Command Shift, and then as you drag out, it creates a shape from where you clicked. So now we have this perfect circle from exactly from where we clicked, from the period. And so that's a cool trick that I often use when creating shapes. Okay, so now I want to talk about a couple other more intermediate skills with shapes. So let's just take our polygon tool. We're going to create a shape. Okay, so the standard for the polygon tool is a 5-sided shape. That's a pentagon. But if you twirl down the Polystar 1 option and then you twirl down, let's see, Polystar Path, and then underneath that you see, I'm just gonna decrease the size of my composition so you can see better. You will see points, and this will change the amount of points that your polygon has. And so as you see, I can scroll through them, and 3 points is obviously a triangle. You can get hectagon, octagon, and you can actually create some pretty cool animations with this by creating, setting keyframes, and from a triangle to a circle. That's kind of cool. But yeah, so basically all these options are keyframeable. But that is the polygon tool. Just make sure you know about the points. Just wanted to make sure you knew about that. Okay, a couple things to check out with shapes, or just any layers, that will really come in handy when using this class. So I created this shape, and as you can see, when I pressed V, the anchor point goes to the center of this shape. So let's see, I'll do that again. So I create the shape and press V, and the anchor point goes to the middle of the shape, which is really helpful, especially when we're rotating. Okay, so let's talk about another thing, and that is anchor points. So when you create a shape, the anchor point is going to be set, I believe it's in the middle of the composition. So if I click this shape and then I want to rotate it, it's going to rotate around that anchor point. Or if I'm scaling it from the size of it, it's going to scale around the anchor point. So there's a couple cool ways to fix that, and one of them is by downloading this Move Anchor Point script. So if you go on Google and you just search Move Anchor Point, it's actually a free donation-based script that you can download. It's like the first option. And download it, install it in your After Effects script file under Application. If you need help, just shoot me a message. And then it shows up under Window as an option for a window. So now if I create a shape, say I create this square, and I want the anchor point to be in the bottom left corner, you can put it in the bottom left corner. And now when I rotate it, it rotates from that anchor point. Or, scale it up or down, it scales up or down from that anchor point. If I want it directly in the center, perfectly in the center, which I often do, then I can put it in the center. Yada, yada, yada. You get the point. Another cool thing is this Align window, and that's again under Windows, Align. I always have this open now. I didn't use it in my previous class because I actually didn't know about it when I was creating the After Effects Basic course. But it's really awesome because you can basically align layers perfectly center or whatever. I was spending lots of time using my Title Action Safe trying to move, my layers to the center, but it's actually a built-in script. You can just align things perfectly to the center. And this really helps when you are say you have multiple layers, something like this, and I want to align them all. I can go ahead and align them all, and then I could put them all in the center or whatever. I could even well, now I can't distribute them evenly, but there's these different distribute options where if you have them lined up, I think it should distribute them evenly. I guess it depends on what shape your layers are in, but it really comes in handy. So check out the align window and the move anchor point window. Okay, so a couple things that we're going to go over in the next few lessons are talking more about the fill and the stroke. I think I'm going to leave it for here. This lesson's been 10 minutes and I've covered a lot, and I hope that you've gotten all the basics that you need. But in the next few lessons we're going to be covering some more basics like fill and stroke, path options, transform tools, and everything else that's under this content menu. So thank you so much for watching this lesson. If you have any questions, please hit me up on videoschoolonline.com. And otherwise, we'll see you in the next lesson. Bye.